Hi there, and welcome to part 4 of this 5-part mini course on all the essentials for getting your online retail business up and running. In our last lesson, we looked at where to source items to sell, and we will be exploring the question of what to sell later in this series. In this lesson, I want to look at where to sell items once you've acquired them. Now, you won't be surprised to learn that most sellers sell their items on marketplaces such as eBay and Amazon.com, but there are other options available, including other marketplaces, as well as e-commerce platforms which allow you to create your own website where you can sell your items. So, for the next few minutes, we are going to explore these various options, and I'll outline the pros and cons of each, so that you can decide which one is right for you, so that you can start making profitable sales as soon as possible. So let's start by looking at the big player in e-commerce, eBay.com. eBay has over 94 million active global users, and in 2010, the total worth of all goods sold on eBay was over $62 billion worth. So really, it's no surprise that when new sellers start out with online retail, their first thought is to sell their items on eBay. However, many sellers, particularly new ones, find that while selling items on eBay is fairly straightforward, making a profit can be difficult for some, and this is simply because there are so many sellers trying to sell items, which makes prices so competitive that with some of those items, you can only make a couple of dollars per sale. With some items, such as iPods and consumer electronics, some sellers find that they can actually lose money by trying to sell them on eBay. However, there are still plenty of open and untapped markets that you can explore on eBay, so don't let this put you off using it. Many new sellers join up there every day and do grow successful businesses. One of the best things about eBay is the extensive help resources that they have available for you. If you ever have a question about something, your answer is usually a quick search away. Let's head over to eBay and take a look at some of the resources available. So here I am on eBay.com. And if you come over here to the top right hand side, you will see links to customer support. And if you hover over this drop down menu appears. So let's take a look at the first option, customer support. This is where you can get basic information on buying and selling on eBay, as well as how the feedback system works. So it's a good place to come if you have questions about the basic workings of eBay. Next, there is the Learning Center. Here you can get information on how to sell on eBay and how to increase your sales. There are also additional links to other resources such as the Seller Information Center. The third option on the drop-down center is the Resolution Center. This is where you can come if you have a dispute with a buyer or a seller. For example, if a buyer won your auction but didn't pay, you can come here and get information on how to resolve this problem. Finally, there's a link to the eBay University. This is where you can find live classes in your area where you can learn about eBay and how it works in a face-to-face learning environment. Okay, let's talk about fees. Fees are something that a lot of eBay sellers gripe about. When you list an item on eBay, you pay a listing fee. Then when your item sells, you pay a final value fee, which is a small fee that you pay on the purchase price of the item that your buyer pays for. Additionally, when you receive payments from buyers via PayPal, which is eBay's preferred payment processor, another fee is taken. Many sellers feel uneasy about the level of fees that eBay takes, and whenever there is a change or increase in fee structure, it is big news all over the selling community. One thing that you should keep in mind is that eBay is offering you a very convenient service when you sell items on their website. They also spend millions of dollars every year building and maintaining their brand and their website so that there is always a steady stream of buyers coming to it. While sometimes it might feel like eBay is charging you a lot of money, just remember they make money when you do, so they do have your interests at heart. Now, before we move on to looking at other marketplaces, let's just quickly sum up what we've talked about in regards to eBay. eBay is the world's largest marketplace with over 94 million active users around the globe. Many markets on eBay are oversaturated and there is little or no room to make profits there. To sell on eBay for a profit, you need to sell items that not many other buyers have, and you'll learn more about this in our newsletter series. While many sellers whine about having to pay eBay fees, these fees cover the costs of eBay getting floods of traffic to their website every day, which in turn generate you sales. eBay has an exceptional range of help resources on their website, which makes it very easy for you to get started there. As I mentioned, there are many other marketplaces that you can sell on other than eBay. A lot of Salehoo members have found that other marketplaces are a fantastic option because in comparison with eBay, there is a lot less competition and the fees are lower. Generally, the downside to using these marketplaces is that not as many buyers know about them, so it can take longer to make sales there. Let's have a look at some of these other marketplace options that you have, starting with artfire.com. Artfire.com was established in 2008 and it recently won the Auction Bites Sellers' Choice Awards, which asked sellers to rate marketplaces that they use on profitability, customer service, communication, ease of use, and whether they would recommend using the site to others. Artfire is a popular marketplace for selling vintage items, collectibles, fine art, and handmade items. It's free to list and sell on artfire.com, but there is an optional pro level account which gives you customization options, better management and promotional tools, more exposure, and faster service. Next up, let's look at Amazon.com. I'm sure you've heard of Amazon.com. They started as an online bookstore, but have now expanded into a multi-category marketplace with electronics, DVDs, home and garden items, jewellery, and pretty much everything else. You will be pleased to know that Amazon has seen tremendous growth recently. Many Salehoo members love the amount of traffic that Amazon pulls to their listings. Their fees are a sore point though, with some items having as much as 15% in final value fees slashed from your profits. Let's move on to Adaway.com. Adaway is a social marketplace that uses the power of social media to help pull traffic to your listings. The team at Adaway are very passionate about social media marketing, such as Facebook, for example, and they believe that it's a big part of where e-commerce is heading. So that's why when you sign up at Adaway, they give you a free blog so that you can create a strong online presence and rank you better in search engines. They also make it very easy for you to show your listings on your Facebook account. The community aspect of Adaway is fantastic and very supportive. It's free to list your items on Adaway. Just pay a small percentage success fee when you make a sale. Adaway is a fairly new marketplace, opening its doors in 2010, but since then has seen tremendous growth. Getting buyers to your listings will be an ongoing effort as Adaway grows, but by using the free blog and the Facebook integration tool, many sellers find that this greatly increases the number of sales that they make. Let's move on to Bonanza.com, a Salehoo member favourite. Bonanza calls itself the place to find everything but the ordinary. Here you can pick up quirky collectible items, antiques, as well as more mainstream items like handbags and homeware. Like Adaway, Bonanza has a very supportive community with a busy forum where you can talk shop with other sellers and get advice from the moderators there. Bonanza does not charge listing fees, but does charge a small percentage on the sale price when you make a sale. Again, when you sell on Bonanza, your biggest challenge will be getting buyers to your listings, but the site continues to grow all the time. One of Bonanza's strengths is their cool marketing tools that help to promote your listings, so make the most of these there. Some other marketplaces that you might like to check out are Etsy.com, BlueJay.com, eCrater.com and RubyLane.com. If you want to find out more about them, visit the websites. Some have user forums or discussion boards so that you can get a feel for how other sellers are doing by reading through a few threads. Overall, when it comes to choosing a marketplace, it's really about striking a balance between good levels of traffic and paying reasonable fees. Don't make the mistake of thinking that you can only sell on one marketplace though. Many sellers choose to list their items across a number of them in order to test out how their sales go and how buyers at that marketplace react to the items that they're selling. And we recommend that you do the same. Most marketplaces have easy to use import tools so that you can import your listings from one site to another and start selling them without having to spend the time relisting them again. As I mentioned in the beginning, there are other options outside of using a marketplace to sell your items. The most popular option is to sell on your own website. The benefits of selling on your own website are not having to pay fees, bigger profits, and that's because with your own website you can list your items with higher prices. On marketplaces, buyers can easily check other sellers' prices, so it's really important that you keep your prices low when you're on a marketplace. Whereas when they are shopping on your website, it's not as easy or as instant for the buyer to compare prices, so they might not bother doing it, and this gives you an opportunity to earn extra money on every sale. Selling from your own website also means that you have more credibility. A good website shows buyers that you are a professional and serious seller. This reduces the number of sales you might miss out on due to buyers not being comfortable with buying on sites like eBay. With your own website, you will also have more control over your marketing strategy to pull in more buyers. Additionally, you can optimize your website for the search engines so that buyers can find your website easily when they are trying to find a product that you sell. One of the major benefits of owning your own website is that you are building up an asset. Every time someone visits your website or buys an item from you, your website grows in value, and you can eventually sell your website if you choose to. Some sellers do this as a full-time living, building up e-commerce websites to sell them off for big profits. I guess you could call it the online version of buying an old house, renovating it and selling it off. With online marketplaces, you do earn profits when you make sales, but you aren't really building up a tangible business that you could sell if you chose to, as some marketplaces forbid the selling of accounts. So as you can see, there are some pretty convincing reasons to get a website, and at Salehoo, we encourage our members to work towards owning their own website at some stage in their selling career. The downside of using your own website is that they can be hard to build unless you are a website programmer. And it can also take time to get your buyers to regularly visit your website. Additionally, while you don't have to pay fees like you do on marketplaces such as eBay, there are some costs involved with keeping your website up and running, including paying for your website hosting, which keeps your website live and on the internet. The good news is, we at Salehoo have actually built an e-commerce platform called Salehoo Stores that gives you all the benefits of owning your own store and eliminates the downsides to owning one. With Salehoo Stores, you get a professionally designed and coded store that is ready to use. Just add your products and you are ready to show it to the world. Salehoo stores are also very attractive to buyers and are programmed to rank well in search engines like Google. We've also made managing your store easy. Listing items, managing orders, and dealing with buyers is quick and simple. And most importantly, Salehoo stores are very affordable and there are no hidden costs. Salehoo stores are fully guaranteed for 60 days, so you can easily try it out for yourself without any risk. You can check out more information about Salehoo stores here at http://www.salehoo.com/stores. Okay, that's it for this lesson on various marketplaces and options for where to sell your items. I hope this has given you some solid ideas on where to sell and which marketplace is right for you. Remember that you are not limited to one place. You can sell on as many marketplaces as you like. Thanks for joining me, and over the next few days, keep an eye out on your email inbox for the final installment of this video course, where we cover how to avoid being scammed by dodgy dealers who prey on new sellers. Don't even think about buying a wholesale lot before you see my entire video. So don't miss it, and I'll see you again soon.